Welcome to the Lindsay Rice podcast. As many of you know, if you've been following me on my newsletter, online, even just in my life, you know I'm dedicated to self-development and to changing my perspective on the daily. My biggest thing that I love to do is to look around at my life, no matter what is happening, with so much gratitude. Because when we have gratitude for the things that are happening in our lives, whether bad or good, we can sit with that and look at it as a lesson, as something we can use to propel us forward in our life. So when we are coming from a place of gratitude and love and care and reflection, we're able to be so intentional about where we're at and what next steps we want to take. So for this first episode, I really wanted to dive into what that looks like in a tangible way for you to bring it into your life. Sit with me for a moment and start leaning into the feeling of having your dreams. What does that look like for you? Where are you living? Who are you with? What does your day feel, taste, touch, smell like? What kind of money are you making? Who is your partner? And from this, sit in the feeling like you already have that. Sit in the knowing that these things actually live in your energy, in your life today. What does that feel like? Does that feel expansive? I bet it does. I know when I do it, I feel like my highest self. And that is the energy we want to tap into. Because when we're able to encapsulate that energy of what our dream life looks like, how we feel in those moments, we bring that into our subconscious and conscious awareness. And then it really starts to become a part of your day and a part of your story. So let's feel into it again. Let's really sit in it. How does it feel with your partner? What does it look like? Even if you have one today, what does that higher level of your relationship look like? Or what does that person show up as? And if you don't have somebody, what is that dream person? What do they do? How do they treat you? How do they feel? What kind of energy do they have? And sit with that for a moment. And then ask yourself, where am I living? Where I could be anywhere in the world. I could stay put if I wanted to. Where am I living? What does it look like when I go outside? What does it feel like? Is there wind? Is there heat? Is there cold? Where do you feel like you're thriving in that space? And sit with that. And so what does your energy feel like? How are you waking up in the morning? What's the first thing you're doing? Are you stretching? Are you reaching for water? Are you rolling out of bed to get your body moving? What does that feel like? What is that healthiest mind, body, and soul being of you doing? What are they embodying every day? And what are they noticing? Are they waking up with gratitude? Are they waking up with confidence? Are they waking up extremely energized and driven? What does that feel like? And these are just 3 areas. You can explore as much as you like, as much as calls to you, because this is your dream, your life, your energy, what you're calling in. And when we sit with that and we're now vibrating in that energy, in that space, what is the next thing you can do to start to get there? What is one small action, even, excuse me, even if it is changing a thought, giving yourself 5 minutes to walk outside and let things go or shift your mindset. Even if it is writing out a to-do list of things you know are going to support that future. Even if it is just shaking your body of past thoughts and past ways of being. What's the small step that you can take for yourself today that's coming to you? Now, for me, it was recording this podcast and to share just a little bit about how this came to be. I have expressed myself online. I showed up in different ways. I used to drive race cars. I used to be creative. I used to create brands and containers that I never put out to the world. I was not in that position and being ready or wanting to pursue that, at least not enough, or maybe not believing I could. And what made me turn on this camera today is the feeling in to that future version of me that, again, is here today. She's with me. I am operating from that space. She's taking up space. She's inspiring others. She is calm and centered and deeply grounded in her body. And she has so much knowing about what her life looks like and feels like and how she shows up in that. And in turning on the camera today, I'm showing myself, I'm taking that step towards the things I already feel I have and making that even more of a reality, reinforcing to myself that I am doing this. I can do this. I've always done this. This was always a part of my story. And when we come from a place of certainty, abundance, knowing, lack can't find its way in. Ego can't find its way in. You are instead trusting in the process, trusting in the belief, in the knowing that this is yours. And what I would love for you to do is take out a pen and paper and pulling on that feeling we just journeyed to, okay? Pulling on how that future version of you feels. What does she surround herself with? What has she called in? Who's by her side? Where is she? How does she look? How does she feel? I want you to write down the answer to this question. If, for just today, I was working through the energy of that future me, what would my day look like? What would today look like if I was her or him? What would I be doing? And I challenge you to write it hour by hour if you want. When you wake up, this is what you're doing. When you have a coffee, are you having a coffee? Are you having a matcha? Are you having just water? What are you eating for breakfast to support your body, your health? What does your lunchtime look like? Do you spend it with friends? Is it a time for yourself? Is it a time where you're actually head down and putting ideas on paper? What does your afternoon look like? Do you take a break? What are you creating? And take that day, take this hour by hour day and post it somewhere that you can look at it and start reflecting as much as possible on how that day fulfills you and bring the things into your life as much as possible. And watch the shifts happen, because it really is instantaneous if you want it to be. You simply have to believe and step into that energy and have that knowing throughout your body what you are meant for. What is this life that you are meant for? Because that's all there is. And if you find yourself taking a step back, continue on with trusting. Continue on with the knowing, even if I have a setback today for a few hours, I can still show up. I can still rewrite. I can still move forward in knowing all the things that I already have. I send you so much love. Thank you for being here with me in my first ever episode. And I can't wait to bring you more ways to step into this beautiful, beautiful life that is calling you. It really is calling you. It is there for you. So I can't wait to see what unfolds for you.